We are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. I'm here with my co-host, Andrew Kay and Al Arias. And we have our first guest of the day, Miss Indra Gardiner-Bowers from I.D.E.A. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
Great. Tell us a little bit about I.D.E.A. What do you do, and what makes you so special?
Okay. I.D.E.A. is about 2.5 years old. We're an integrated marketing company. We're based in Little Italy. Our focus is on bringing together all the disciplines that our clients need to help solve their marketing problems. So whether it's public relations or it's design, it's video, it's digital marketing, branding, whatever it is, we look at our customers' marketing challenges, and then we use all the tools in our toolkit to figure out the right solution for them.
Well, I look down and I see something here that you employ about 60 of our San Diegans here.
We're slowly creeping up to 70 right now.
After 2.5 years?
Yes.
Okay.
That's amazing. That's so awesome. I love that.
Yeah, you have absolutely done something right. So tell us how you've succeeded in what's a tough market.
I would say that there's a couple of different things working in our favor. One is that the company was born out of two companies that already existed in San Diego. So there was Bailey Gardiner and Fish Tank. We complemented each other very well. And so you had a track record, people with experience in this marketplace who knew what they were doing and had a reputation to build on to start with. Then we've had a very strategic business development plan. We have about 4 people now working on business development in the company, and that's regional as well as national. So we're juggling our inbound and our outbound marketing efforts for the company. We spend a lot of time looking at our own, who are we talking to, whether it's media or public speaking, or our own blog, and sort of the whole social channels of how we're sharing with the world the work that we do, the awards that we're winning. So it's all very strategically done.
Well, I can see there's a lot of strategy going on. I just look at your title down here. You're the Chief Influence Officer.
That's right. I sit at the top.
That's cool.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a door opener for me. That's because I sit at the top of reputation in social media.
Wow. That's great. So you mentioned that you focus on 10 disciplines in business and marketing. Tell us a little bit about that.
Right. So everything from branding to public relations, digital marketing, video production, design, social media. We have all of the subject matter experts for each of those areas sitting in our building. With video production being the newest, we just acquired a local company called 4120, and they're now in our building as well.
Huh.
And so that allows us to have a lot of different points of view about how to solve a problem or come up with the next big idea.
Interesting.
Because isn't that more what, and you work with national, you work with big name companies. Don't they need, is that where it is today in marketing, that it's a full comprehensive strategy versus the old days of somebody wants to get their name out there, they just run a radio spot or a TV spot.
Right.
Now they have to think about all the different ways that people see companies.
You're exactly right. You can't, first of all, you can't do just one thing. That's exactly right. Second of all, you can't have those things living in silos because, and that's the old model, is that you've got PR over here and you've got the advertising group over here, and when you do that, you miss a lot of opportunities to actually power through all the channels and have it be working collectively to have much greater reach. So you do have to consider, and it's not always us. We don't, every piece of business that we don't always have all of those pieces. Oftentimes we work with our clients' other agencies and we partner together. But what we're finding is that even in those situations, everyone's learning that you have to work together. Mm-hmm. That's the only way you get the best results for your clients.
Well, I'm looking at one of the terms that you gave us before we went on air, and you work on what's called an integrated model.
Yes.
So tell us how integrated, how you get to an integrated model. How does that work?
Right. Well, saying that you're integrated and actually being integrated are two different things. and it's definitely been a big part of the process for us over the last 2 years to figure out how do we actually walk that talk. And so what we have found is that you have to actually build the process in It doesn't just happen. We all go to our comfort zone. If I'm a copywriter, that's where
Mm,
I like to sit. If I'm a
right.
publicist, that's where I like to sit. But if I'm going to get everybody at the table talking together, I have to create the process to make that happen. And so we have several different steps along the way when we onboard a new client or when we're going through a refresh with an existing client of how we're going to get everybody sitting at the table together
Hmm.
and what's the process that we're going to go through to make sure that we're hearing all the voices of the team and making sure that we're getting all the thinking. And we had to make that happen. It didn't just happen.
Yeah, that's interesting because it reminds me of both my practice and Al's practice. Al does a lot of integrated tax planning, bringing all factors together in the tax world, and I bring together the attorneys and accountants and all the financial advisors to make sure that everybody works on the same page. It only makes sense to move that into the marketing world.
I
Yeah.
think collaboration is where we're headed.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
do you find that you sometimes have to push your own people against their boundaries and get outside of their own box,
oh
just like with your
sure.
clients, though, right?
Yes, yes. But what we're finding is that the more we do it and the more that they experience success in it, the more they want to do it. And we've created a culture where there's a lot of synergy going on with the teams. They're not clustered off. They're all blended together, and we do so many things socially together to create a trust and a bond, because that's really what it comes down to,
Right.
right? You have to trust the people that you're collaborating with, and when you do, great things can happen.
Right.
How do you measure success for your clients?
Well, there's a lot of different ways. Every client comes in with their own set of KPIs of what they want to achieve. What are their goals? Is it that they need more foot traffic? Is it that they need better awareness and understanding of what their company is about? Is it an internal play? Do they need to communicate with their employees about some mission that they're on? Every single one has a different set of goals, and so we set those up with them in advance, and then we figure out the ways that we're going to be able to track and measure them. Some of which are very easy, like in digital marketing, it's very easy to be tracking click-throughs and things like that, and some are a little bit more challenging.
Yeah. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-hosts Andrea Kay and Al Arias, and our guest is Indra Gardiner-Bowers from I.D.E.A. Now, I'm going to shift gears and ask you to tell me a little bit about your B Corporation certification.
Well, thanks for asking. There's a movement afoot in America, actually globally, called the B Corporation. And it was established a few years ago. It's based in Philadelphia, and it is to recognize companies that are trying to do more than just focus on making profit. They recognize their role in their community and in society to do better. So the B stands for benefit. Are you a benefit to society? And so we went through a certification process over several months where we had to look at things like how much do you volunteer? What do you give back to the community? What are you doing about your footprint, carbon footprint? What are you doing about your commuting and your transportation? How much transparency do you have with your employees? There's all sorts of different measures that they have. It's quite rigorous. There are now over 1,000 companies globally that have gone through this process, and there are many companies that that were sort of the founding members, like Ben and Jerry's,
Hmm.
Patagonia, Etsy, Method, Seventh Generation, Cabot Creamery in Vermont. In fact, our retreat this fall is going to be in Vermont.
Oh,
And our hosts
wonderful.
are Cabot, King Arthur Flour, Ben and Jerry's, all these
Wow.
Some
wonderful.
of my
Me
favorites. Oh
too,
my
me too.
gosh.
That's part of why I wanted to be part of that community.
Anyway, back
Yeah,
to
I
Indra.
know. Yeah. So now we're running, getting ready to run a little short on time. I see a stock of awards that you've
Yeah.
gotten. Tell us about the favorite award.
Well, I would have to say that for me, having worked on the campaign, I was really proud of winning the 2014 PR Week Award for our work on the Progressive International Motorcycle Show.
Huh?
It was actually an award for our video work. And what was terrific about that award, if I can just take a couple of minutes to tell
Sure.
you, was that the awards were in Manhattan, and I was the only person from the company there, and I sat at the table of a friend of mine who had a table, and we were surrounded by our competition, big global agencies. And so they listed all of the finalists, and when they announced us, I could hear this murmur of, who? And I thought,
I love that.
watch out. We are on your tails, right? Good. San Diego, you may think San Diego, sleepy town. Watch out. There's a lot of great creative coming out of the city.
That's awesome. I love that. I can just imagine some of the names that were there, that their jaws hit the floor.
Yeah, they weren't expecting that.
I love that.
That's great.
Yay, I.D.E.A.
Thank you.
So lot of growth, a lot of collaboration.
Any industries that you are most in tune with, that are like in your wheelhouse, or can your philosophies apply to anybody?
We focus very much on consumer. There's a couple categories that we're particularly strong in, such as hospitality. We've been awarded KSL's business. So, for example, we represent the Hotel Del. So that's a homegrown love. We've been wanting to work on that for many years, and it was great to finally win it. So hospitality, innovation. So we work with Qualcomm, companies like that. We do consumer goods. So we work with Hot Spring Spa, Supra footwear, and so there's several different, and healthcare. We have several healthcare clients as well.
Wow, all different types of industries.
Well, before we run out of time, tell our listeners how they can find out more. How can they get in touch with you if they want more information?
Okay, go to theideabrand.com. That's our website, theideabrand.com. And there you'll see we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have YouTube. I mean, there's all different ways for you to learn about our company. We have a blog called Great Matters through our website, and any of those channels will lead you to us.
Well, of all the people that we've had on the show to date, I would highly recommend that our listeners sign up for your blog and get a lot more information on an ongoing basis.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Love it. Love what you guys are doing. Thanks for coming in.
Right.
Thank you.
This is great. Great. I appreciate it. And we are ready for our break. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450, financialnewsandtalk.com, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego businesses. We'll be right back after the break with more homegrown business, and we will have with us Mr. Stephen Herrick from Tully Rinke LLC.